What up, J-Muse here, and you're listening to Three Guys and a Flick. Snooch to the nooch, boo-boo kitty nooch.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Guys, if I don't bleed to death soon, I'm gonna die of boredom.
Three guys and a flick with Don, Ken, and John. Dive into the movies well after the dawn. From the good to the bad to the wildly absurd. They give a fuck about films. Their voices are heard.
Welcome back. You are listening to Three Guys and a Flick. This is where we review the good, the bad, and the absurd. Tonight's episode, Suicide Kings. Beware spoilers. Coming to you from Ira's parents' house, my name is Don. And to my right, we have the comic book guy, John.
Howdy-ho.
And to my left, we have the professor, Ken.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, guys, who's that guy over there taped to the chair? And Professor, why are you playing with the bone saw?
Oh, no reason.
Who is he? Why is he there, John?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of red stuff all over the ground. What the hell's up with that?
That's called blood. Why is this guy bleeding in my dad's favorite chair?
Look at the ring I found, though.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's my precious.
Tonight we are talking about Suicide Kings. Suicide Kings comes to us via the Bronco helmet and was submitted by our listener, Jill. So thank you, Jill, for submitting that. This one's for you. Released on April 17th, 1997, Suicide Kings was directed by Peter O'Fallon. Screenplay by Josh McGinney, Gina Goldman, and Wayne Rice. And it stars Christopher Walken, Denis Leary, Sean Patrick Flannery, Johnny Galecki, Jay Moore, Jeremy Sistu, Henry Thomas, Clifty Young, Laura San Giacomo, and a bunch of other people playing dumb games. Because what happens when you play dumb games?
You win dumb prizes.
I think this movie might be the epitome of that saying. What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
I'll go with that.
How'd this movie do, Don?
This movie was made for $5 million and brought in no, that's not 17. Is that right?
1.7.
$1.7 million.
So a little bit of a box office disappointment.
Oops. Did you guys see this back in 97?
No, I didn't see it before yesterday.
What about you?
Never heard of it.
Yeah. I saw it when it came out on DVD because back in the 90s, the stylistic gangster flick was super popular. Thanks, Quentin Tarantino and other directors.
Yeah.
And I felt like this was like a B version of it.
It felt like heavily inspired by Reservoir Dogs.
I felt, well, yes, and other films.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't remember. I remember watching it, but I didn't remember anything about it. So I'll go ahead and chalk it up to last night as my first viewing as well. So there you have it. This movie is directed by Peter O'Fallon.
Never had heard of him, but I guess he had done a bunch of TV and then went on to do more TV after this.
He's pretty much a TV guy. He's done a ton of TV.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had never heard of him either. The one movie I do recognize just right off the bat is Dead Silence. Wasn't that a horror movie with like a dummy?
I thought it was on a boat or something. I don't know.
Oh, is that with Sam Neill?
I think
and
so.
Nicole Kidman? No, that's Dead Calm.
No.
Oh, okay, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Emma. No.
I wish there was this thing that we could look up movies.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, it's Sam Neill. Is it Kenneth Branagh?
Yes, but I think that's also Dead Calm.
And Dead Calm.
Yeah.
Not Dead Silence, Dead Calm.
No.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Dead Silence is...
Yes.
I thought I'd heard of the movie Odd Jobs. That was another one of his movies.
No, we just reviewed Goldfinger, and that had Odd Job.
Oh, my God.
You can't write this stuff. What do you guys think of O'Fallon's attempt at recreating a stylized 90s action flick?
Well, this was
gangster flick.
It was based off of a short story, and the whole thing did feel a little bit like it was a short story dragged out to me. Like they had really tried to put all this extra fluff in it that I don't know if it worked for me.
Yeah, I liked where it was going more than I thought I was going to. And we'll get into it when we get into the plot and stuff. But I will say the ending very much let me down. So
Wasn't too predictable to you? Because I thought it was a little bit predictable.
I mean, you can say that about any movie. I try not to let it be predictable now because it spoils it for me. But yeah, it's textbook, really, this particular one.
I thought that the movie could have easily have been originally a stage production,
Oh, sure.
because it's so dialogue heavy.
Did it feel a little bit Unusual Suspects to you?
No.
No, not really.
I just thought it was kind of the way they had the cast and then the mystery bad guy and
No, not at all. Not really. If it reminded me of anything, it kind of reminds me of 12 Angry Men, right?
Fuck, why can't we review that movie?
Because it's not in the Bronco helmet.
Everybody listening, you need to put 12 Angry Men into the Bronco helmet.
please and thank you.
But yeah, it's primarily one location for a good majority of the film. And when you do something like that, your dialogue has to carry you. And in this film, I think Christopher Walken carries this film. But I also have to say that Denis Leary was such a surprise and a pleasant one at that it helped break up the monotony of the one room scene, if that makes sense.
That's what I was going to say is those two together, even though Christopher Walken is tied to a chair pretty much the entire movie, between the two of them, they were the stars of the film. And Denis Leary improvised pretty much all of his lines.
Everything that he did outside of the car was great.
Yeah.
The stuff in the car with his boots,
Oh, I had to laugh. He was so passionate about Stingray boots.
His
It's
fish
the
boots.
90s, man. And I will say that the supporting cast, the boys, they didn't bother me. I didn't hate them. They actually kind of grew on me. And that's why the ending was such a disappointment for me.
They were all pretty much new in their movie careers at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Johnny Galecki had been he was
TV.
in,
Roseanne right before this.
yeah, but he was also in Vacation,
Yeah, Christmas Vacation.
okay,
which kind of a big movie.
okay, but Henry Thomas, he wasn't at the beginning of his
That's true.
career.
Yeah, not at all. E.T.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jay Moore's coming up. I specifically remember him from Jerry Maguire
That's where I know him.
and a movie called Polly. It's about a parrot.
Mhm.
He's the voice.
Small Soldiers.
Was he in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That Jeremy Sistu, I recognized him, the kid who plays the doctor.
Mhm.
But I guess he's in Clueless.
That's where I always know him from is Clueless. And he did a stoner movie and I can't remember. He had a bunch of piercings or something.
Oh, yeah. No, that does not sound familiar to me.
We talked about it years ago, but having Sean Patrick Flannery, I know him from Boondock Saints, and I really enjoyed that movie.
I forgot that he was in it, and I think it's in the Broncos helmet. And listeners, I can use this cool search feature to search for it now to see if it is in there.
Our newly updated Bronco helmet that's online now.
Yes, that one.
You should check it out.
Boondock Saints, I'm familiar with him, but really it was the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles that was on TV. He plays the young Indiana Jones.
Okay.
I didn't realize he was in Powder.
Yeah.
Because I knew that movie and I kind of liked that movie. I didn't see him as that character.
Yeah. Speaking of this cast, because we've been talking about him.
You mean like Denis Leary?
Yeah.
What movies have we reviewed of Denis Leary? Come on, guys.
Oh, you fucker. You didn't put any of them on here. Okay. Denis Leary. We have reviewed with Denis Leary. He was in, because the last time we talked about him, we all said, oh, he's such a delight.
We haven't done Amazing Spider-Man yet. So I don't know.
No, we haven't.
No, that's why I said none of these movies on here are on
I'm
there.
trying to think. I will tell you if you're ever going to watch one of his comedies, watch No Cure for Cancer. That is probably his best stand-up. He even did a book based off of it.
Yeah, he said that the last time we talked about Denis Leary, which was on a Christmas movie, and it was Scrooged.
He's not in Scrooge.
Nailed it. What was it?
We know him. Well, we reviewed 2 movies of his where he was a supporting character. One is Demolition Man,
Yes.
Oh, God damn it.
and the other is The Sandlot. He's the dad.
Oh, God damn it, twice. Yeah, there you go. But
You
Denis
should have
Leary's
known that.
I should have, but I didn't. And yes, Denis Leary is a delight in this film. He's probably my favorite part next to Walken.
He's a really nice character to look at in this movie.
Yeah, and I got to say, it carries the film.
Yeah, by him improvising his lines, he was able to deliver it. His style of delivery, I think, which was perfect.
Denis Leary being Denis Leary.
Mm-hmm.
He's just playing himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Christopher Walken?
I love him in everything. Do you have a favorite Christopher Walken movie?
Well, hang on. I thought he did a great job in this flick. Not one of his top performances, but in the mid-tier, I would think.
But he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, and I thought he was excellent in this film.
What the interesting thing with him in this movie is he was like overpowering them. Every time he was in a scene, he was overpowering everyone while duct taped to a chair.
And you got to have some presence to do that.
Exactly.
What'd you think of him?
He was good in this, and he delivered what I thought he needed to deliver. That he is this menace that doesn't necessarily need to be menacing, and we get the menace because of the people around him. It's like, oh my God, I didn't know it was you. I'm so sorry, right?
Yeah.
So there's that part, and then we don't get to really see him, exude himself until the third act when he starts, I am going to call the shots now.
Yeah, it's a very subtle, because he pulls off the character bit of, I don't do this anymore, but you're bringing me back into it, and if you're gonna play with fire, you're gonna get burned, right? So,
and he doesn't do it in like an evil way.
No, not in a flashy Tony Montana way. He doesn't do it in a true big mobster way.
Right,
he's more silent.
Where he's throwing his weight around. He doesn't throw his weight around.
No, he gives them 20 times to get out of it.
Absolutely.
You believe him. He says, on my honor, I will let you guys go if you just end this now.
I believed him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. Favorite Walken movie?
Yes, favorite Walken movie.
No, I'm asking you.
Prophecy.
Oh, interesting.
I love him in the Prophecy series. Maybe it's because I just love that series.
I think it was just the first one I liked. I think they got hokey after that.
Yeah.
But
his character of Gabriel, I just really enjoyed.
I'll have to go back and
I want
watch
that in the helmet, please, and thank you, the Prophecy.
Oh, you better do it, listeners. What about you there, guy?
I don't know, because the aura of Christopher Walken was something that I had not necessarily experienced as he rose in his stature. And so to see him in smaller bits, the Saturday Night Live cowbell bit, the Weapon of Choice music video, right? It is the presence of Christopher Walken. And, I remember seeing some sort of little blurb about Christopher Walken stating that, he heard many times over that, he was at a party that he never went to. And it's just the aura, the presence of him. And so to actually see him on screen, I don't think I think probably the first thing I saw him on screen with was, is it called The Rundown with Jennifer Aniston or something like that?
No, it is The Rundown.
Okay, so it is The Rundown.
Yeah, and it's with The Rock.
Yes.
And Stifler. And listeners, please and thank you.
So that was probably my first movie experience of him. The next one was Pulp Fiction, and then after that, it was Catch Me If You Can.
Okay, there you go. All great roles. I think the first role that pops into my head, funnily enough, is his character in the movie Click with Adam Sandler.
That's a good one. I liked him also in True Romance.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And, of course, Pulp Fiction. Always a standout there. Yeah, he's one of those iconic actors that, throw him in anything and I'll watch him.
Did you ever watch Jay Moore on Saturday Night Live?
Probably. I don't remember a lot of it.
He does a great Christopher Walken imitation on Saturday Night Live all the time. And so I was wondering if he did that for him in this movie.
He might have.
Like
Who knows?
behind the scenes type of thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Out of the boys, which one was your favorite? Which one was your least?
Oh, and which one do you identify with?
Well, probably my favorite was Ira.
Yep.
Next favorite was probably going to be so the one that I related most to. Oh, maybe Max,
Okay.
and then probably what was the third one you said, John?
The least.
The least favorite.
The least. Oh,
Who was the boyfriend?
Max.
Max. Okay.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
yeah, and so probably my least favorite was Brett.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. What about you?
For me, my favorite, probably Ira.
Shocker.
Least was Max because he barely was in it. I mean, he barely seemed like he had any lines. He really didn't make an impact until the very end of the movie. Ira is the one that I identify with because I would have been begging, saying, "Hey, guy, I'm not involved in this. Don't have me whacked at when this is all over." And I was the same way with my parents drawing lines on their alcohol whenever they left me alone.
I think that Ira was my favorite because he made me laugh the most. I think my least favorite was Henry Thomas. I mean, because he let his sister get kidnapped and knew about it. Fucked up. And the one I think I identify with is, I don't know, probably Brett, because I always have to be in control.
I could see that.
I mean, if we're being brutally honest with each other, you know what I mean?
Don't
talk.
I got another question for you guys.
What?
I've heard that a lot of people place this movie in the genre of comedy.
Dark comedy.
What genre would you put this movie in?
90s stylish gangster flick
Yeah.
/ comedy.
Dark comedy.
I was thinking crime gangster.
Yeah, sure.
And
But
Three guys, three different opinions.
there you go.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Fuck off. Good night. Yeah. Yeah. It has to be labeled as something. And so somebody put it as a dark comedy, and that's the way it's been.
Are you gentlemen ready for some trivial questions?
I think I am. No, that's horrible. That's fucking horrible.
I
isn't
didn't
it?
say that.
You did it with your sigh.
I didn't say
you sounded like
that.
Vinny from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Travolta?
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Kotter.
Hey, Mr. Carter. Hey, Mr. Carter.
Question number 1. How much is the ransom Mr. Barrett is told Avery's sister is being held for?
John.
John?
$2 million.
$2 million is the correct answer. Question number 2. When Lono beats Jennifer's dad up, what does he use?
Don. Oh, I know. Fucking toaster.
Point to Don.
He doesn't fuck the toaster.
I didn't say he did.
You said it's a fucking toaster.
But
made for fucking.
But that doesn't mean he's fucking it, does it?
No.
You try to turn it around. See, I love him, but sometimes.
Semantics. Question number 3. For this question, you gentlemen are going to write your answers.
Oh, fuck off.
I knew spelling was going to come.
Question number 3. When everyone is playing poker, Ira deals and says, "What is wild?"
John.
I said write it down.
But I already have it written down.
Great.
I have it typed up.
Don is not done writing.
Do I have to write it even though I have it typed?
No.
Thank you.
I can really, I can really only think of 2 of them because, yeah, I can really only think of 2 of them.
Don't,
Okay, I give up.
All right. John, what did you write down?
He didn't. He typed it up. Go ahead.
Aces, deuces, one-eyed jacks, and suicide kings.
What did you write?
I wrote Suicide Kings and One-Eyed Jacks.
John gets the point.
Well, yeah, he got them all right.
Yes, he did. Pen, please.
You fuck off. It's my pen now, bitch.
You want to lose that point you got?
You want to get your tongue any further up his ass?
Yes, please.
Well played.
Question number 4. Where is Leno supposed to pick up Barrett at when the exchange goes down?
John, the hospital. I know the answer.
At his house. At Ira's dad's house.
Mm.
No.
It was at a cafe or a restaurant or something.
The Middlebury Inn.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because, yeah, that's right.
They're picking her up at the hospital.
Yes, they were.
Question number 5.
But she wasn't there.
Who was the debt to that needed to be settled, which set off the chain of events during the movie?
Dawn. It was Avery's. Her
Who's
brother.
it to?
Huh?
Who's it to?
Oh, who was it to? It was to...
The bookie.
It wasn't the two guys because they inherited or they paid it off. Is that what you mean? It was the two guys.
They just worked for the big guy.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just say the bookie.
Antoine.
Antoine. They say it. I knew. Yes.
Several times.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so this week's winner is John. Good job, Don. I'm sorry. Good job, John.
Do I get a busket? I want a busket.
You can have a busket.
Things you don't hear a lot of. Suicide Kings opens with Charlie Bartlett walking into a restaurant and finding a group of young men sitting at his private table. The group includes Avery, Max, and Brett, and Charlie quickly realizes he knows Avery's father. After some hesitation, Charlie agrees to join them for what they describe as a night out. When Charlie wakes up, he's tied up and surrounded by Avery, Max, Brett, and their fourth friend, TK, who is a medical student checking his vital signs. The young men reveal that Charlie is actually Carlo Bartolucci, a former mob figure with a dangerous past. They explain that Avery's sister, Elise, has been kidnapped, and the kidnappers are demanding a $2 million ransom. Since the group can't get that kind of money quickly, they believe Charlie can use his old connections to make it happen. To prove they're serious, they show Charlie his severed finger, still wearing his signet ring, and tell him the same thing was done to Elise. So this movie opens up with some credits that just screamed the 90s to me.
Mm-hmm.
And with the song, I think it was a needle drop. But it just felt very kind of David Finchery, Seven, Sign of the Time, kind of a dated opening, if you will.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was bad. It's just that's what it reminded me of. So.
And then we get that opening shot of the car pulling up, and Lono, he gets out, and Mr. Bennett, we get a good shot of that pinky ring that he's wearing, and then he heads on into the restaurant.
They make it very clear that we were supposed to notice that ring.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and when he goes in, to head into his table, you get this continuous camera shot that lasts just about 2 minutes as we follow along with him, shaking hands and glad-handing people, saying hello.
I noticed they did that a lot in this movie with these continuous shots.
There was 2 others.
Yeah. It was kind of a trend. Mm-hmm. I mean, still kind of is. But I noticed that shot because it was handheld and it looked it, right? It was pretty shaky and kind of wobbly. And
get in on that tight shot of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely shuddery.
Yeah. And in like all good gangster flicks, we have to introduce our gangster, if you will, in a powerful authority.
I noticed that he shook hands 7 times as he came in.
Yeah.
And just all these different people he had to shake hands with as he got in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right away, you're figuring out he's a powerful person. And he basically like looks over and is like, why is there somebody in my table?
Right. And we find out that there's some dudes hanging out at his table.
He sits down.
Well, don't we get a little bit of flashes here and there where he keeps going back and forth to different times and stuff?
It's after Brett shows up and he sits down, he jams himself, and he's the 4th person at the table. And then suddenly we cut to this image of God, who is it? I think it was Avery. So this isn't a good idea, guys.
Yeah, and at that point, I was like, where the fuck are they going with this?
Totally. And then, bam, we're back to the lounge and pleasantries.
Well, I noticed we got a lot of, let's do it, let's not do it. Are we doing it? Are we not doing it? Are we doing it? Okay, we're going to do it.
Yeah, and then it's back to the plan, what John just said there. Now we're back to they're hashing over the plan. Is this a good idea or not?
And then
and then you're back to the lounge, and the guys are talking, and then eventually they coax Bennett into, you should join us.
They kind of entice him, and he's like, you know what? I haven't been out with the boys in a long time. You guys seem okay. I met your father once. Let's fucking do it. And then when we cut back to the fucking rooftop, you see this blow-up doll, and they're talking about kidnapping.
And chloroform.
And when I first saw it, you first see the doll, and it's a really quick cut. It's like one of the first cuts. And I start thinking to myself, what the fuck am I watching? But once they explain to us that they're just using it as a test subject,
Their practice,
it all makes sense. But I thought it was an interesting choice to give us that moment.
It was pretty jarring.
During the opening, right?
Well, for me, because they kind of portray this as here's a guy who obviously was a mobster, probably is not a mobster, probably at the end of his career, his criminal career, who's just looking for one more night out. And it kind of feels like, okay, these guys are taking him out, and I'm thinking that's nice for him, but really they're just going to fuck him over. I kind of started feeling bad for him at this point.
Maybe. And I never took him as being a former gangster.
Okay.
As soon as you meet Walken, for me, I thought gangster.
He's a heavy.
Yeah, he's a heavy. Good call. And so we find out, the audience, that they have planned to kidnap this guy. And then on the rooftop, they're going through the plan.
And now we're back in the car. And then it's a long time since I've had a dinner with the boys. And now they try to pull off, subduing him.
Oh my God. Not a comedy. I laughed so hard that they couldn't get the chloroform to work, and that the fact that they left the windows up, it's so comical because it was
the legs sticking out the window.
Oh my, because this shit is going to go south.
I thought he was going to jab that needle into somebody else.
Yeah,
or
maybe.
Himself.
Yeah. And I thought maybe they would get the chloroform to work and it wouldn't come to the needle, but no. That wasn't happening.
This whole going through the tunnel thing kind of drove me a little bit crazy.
Why?
Well, first of all, it was just all over the place. But that truck, that semi,
why wasn't he slowing down?
Could have. It was it was like Austin Powers, where you saw the big thing in the back. And
the Zamboni.
Ah!
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
They just kept honking and honking and honking as it's barreling at this car, like, oh, the car will move.
Yeah.
It's not a squirrel.
No. But yeah, they get in an accident, but they're still drivable, and they fucking get away.
Yeah.
They hit a wall, the truck hits the car, and then they just drive away.
Fate allows them. They make their getaway.
Didn't somebody make a joke too about great airbags and the airbags never deployed or something?
I think so. That sounds familiar. And then we are at the house.
And Barrett, he is slowly coming back into consciousness.
This was my, I think, oh fuck moment of the movie. I did not see it coming that they were going to cut the finger off. I thought this whole movie, I kept thinking they didn't really cut it off. He probably just got a cadaver finger from the morgue and just put the ring on it. And that they just probably numbed it up to make him think that the finger. I didn't think they're actually going to fucking cut his finger off.
Yeah, well, they did. Well, there you go.
That's just fucked up.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, when they show this plan to us that there is this ransom that's happening, why would he go along with it? I'm just going to give $2 million to somebody, and I'm going to go along with it and do nothing to you?
I'm thinking when he wakes up and, you meet TK, you meet everybody, Avery comes down and says, my sister's been kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. All I'm thinking to myself is, you guys are all fucking dead.
I was thinking
Me too.
At what point in this movie did you think these guys have made a fucking dumbass decision?
As soon as the movie started. How about that?
Yeah, play
dumb games. Right.
Yeah, because how in the world is this going to get them off lightly?
No.
The only thing I could think of,
I don't know.
The only thing I think of is if they were going to carry their plan out all the way through to the end, they had to kill him at the end.
They had to.
Because he's going to come back and off all of them.
At some point. Absolutely.
Why would he give up $2 million?
Why would he give up $2 million?
For his own life is what I'm thinking, is he would do it to save his own life, but he's coming back for the money.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was obvious.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So when he says, let me go and I'll call it even, I kind of sort of thought right there at that moment, 50-50 chance.
My thought during this whole thing was, why didn't they just go to him in the first place and say, hey, can you help us out? I mean, not even the $2 million, because they also wanted to use him for the connections to track down the kidnappers. He could have just used his connections and helped them that way. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. But I think that's better than kidnapping a gangster.
Well, they didn't want that as an option. Him not doing it wasn't an option.
Yeah.
So if he's being forced to do it, then you got a higher success rate.
What did you think of Brett kind of becoming just right away the leader of the group?
It made sense. He's played the alpha male type very well. All of their characters reminded me of characters that could have been in the film American Psycho, if that makes sense. I thought that they had a plan and he was sticking to it. He didn't know really what was going on. All he knows is that Elise has been kidnapped. He's his best friend's, I'm assuming his best friend's sister. So he was going to help out.
Right away, me, the way I try to jump in trying to figure out things, I figured out somebody has to be in on it with the friend. Somebody has to be involved in some way. And the way that Brett was so gung-ho about making this happen, I thought, he's working with the kidnappers. He wants to make sure that they get this money.
Well, I will give the filmmakers this. They did a good job of putting it on almost all of them. Almost all of them had a reason for doing this, except for Ira.
Yeah. But they don't give us enough information until the end of the movie to really figure out.
Well, that's the point of a movie.
Yeah.
So, and so Ira comes home, and I enjoy this bit because,
oh yeah,
who is this guy? Blah 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 blah.
He just wanted to play poker and watch pornos.
Oh, oh my God! It was John.
And, watching Barrett with this, I'm thinking he's amused by this.
Absolutely.
Even though he's in the predicament that he's in.
And I think that it's at this moment, too, Barrett's like, okay, this kid had nothing to do with it. He didn't know that I was here. He didn't know what was going on. He was thinking poker and porno.
At first, I thought maybe Charlie was pretending to be friendly with Ira to get on Ira's good side or try to use Ira. I think he genuinely liked Ira.
I think he did, too. I really do.
Because at the end when he says, you're my man, Ira.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we see that there's this softer edge to Charlie where we could have seen that edge show up when at the beginning, when his table is taken and he goes up to the bartender and he says, well, what is this? And then the bartender tries to get him to go, but then he graciously comes in and ends up sitting down with them. It's like he could have brought the hammer down and he didn't do that.
That's right.
So now here he is at the house and he's restrained and he sees this kid come in and he's freaking out because he's behind the 8 ball. It's just like, all right.
And throughout this whole thing, Charlie really keeps a level head. He really keeps things low keel and it fucking works for him.
Even when they show him his own finger and with the ring on it, his comment back to him was, there's only one other time I've taken that ring off.
Yeah.
And we're going to see later what that time was.
Well, he kind of freaks out at first.
He goes berserk.
Yeah, he does. And I like as he's fighting and trying to get free, somebody says, he's taped, he's fine. And Barrett goes, you saw what happened in the car, tape him down. Because it was the fucking kerfuffle. So.
And then we meet Leno in the car, and this is where we have the Stingray boots discussion.
I chuckled. I know you didn't, but the way Leary comes up with this stuff and how he's talking to the dude and they're talking about the footwear and what they're into, it just felt like such a partner in crime driving in the car type of conversation.
I liked how they kept calling back to the boots because they start with Charlie talking to Leno about the boots and then the guy in the car talking to him about the boots and then he steps in the puddles and things like that.
Yeah, no, the boots were a good bit. I liked it.
Okay, but my question to you is, how many pairs of shoes do you have that you wear regularly?
One.
In a week, you wear one pair of shoes.
Yeah, probably.
How about you, John?
Normally one, but right now I have 3.
Me as a teacher, I have at least 4 pairs of shoes I wear a week. And I have 6 that are on the regular rotation.
Do you have fish boots?
I do not have any boots.
Do you have any boots?
I do not, but my cousin for her wedding got married in ostrich boots.
Oh, interesting.
So I do love listening to the litany the long list of things that Ira is complaining about that everybody has done, from the shoes to the mud to the you didn't ask, and that's my dad's put that down. That's an anniversary gift.
Yeah.
Everything that he goes through.
Yep. And
I love how they just break things to say, hey, it's serious.
yeah. And so we know that they cut Charlie's finger off because the kidnappers cut Elise's finger off.
Which, again, I thought this was kind of a big hint in that we never got to see her finger.
We never got to see Elise.
Yeah, they basically just met. Well, we see her in the flashback, but we never get to actually see, they say, oh, well, they sent us her finger. Okay, where is it?
Yeah,
where is this finger?
Yeah, you're right. They never showed it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that happened that we don't get to see that was a momentary thing that, okay, what are we going to do about it? But it never gets addressed again, is when Charlie says, I got to go pee.
Yeah.
I
Just
like
the
how
one
he
time.
pulls out the vase or whatever.
Because they're like, they nominate, one of them has to take it out and hold it or whatever. And, this is the bit where Brett's like, no, you saw what he did in the car. Keep him taped, right?
And I like how the doctor guy says he'll do it. And he's like, well, if you're going to touch my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the thing for a moment. And then we get sidetracked because the attorney, Marty, is calling. And Marty, now we get to have him talk to his boss.
Tape loop keeps on turning round forever. Patience, love is coming round for your pleasure. Wait now, no use trying.
As the night goes on, the situation becomes more unstable. Charlie keeps asking for alcohol, but TK realizes his drinking and the finger wound are creating a serious medical problem. Charlie's blood is not clotting properly, and if he doesn't get to a hospital soon, he could bleed to death. Charlie contacts his lawyer, Marty, who then reaches out to Lono, Charlie's violent and loyal bodyguard. Lono begins tracking Charlie down using his own rough methods to get answers. Meanwhile, Charlie starts playing mind games with the young men. He senses their inexperience and uses it against them. He tells disturbing stories from his gangster days, including one about having former neighbors killed and feeding their remains to Dobermans. He also shares the story behind his signet ring, all while slowly getting inside the heads of his captors. Marty also begins investigating and speaks with Lydia, a successful madam whose life Charlie once saved. Lydia gives Marty a list of contacts that may help locate Charlie. Charlie continues picking the group apart, turning them against each other and gathering information piece by piece. Eventually, he accuses Max, Elise's boyfriend, of being the inside man. The others become furious and prepare to cut Max's finger off. But Avery stops them and reveals the truth. He was involved too. Avery admits he had gambling debts he couldn't pay. Mobsters bought his debt and offered him a way out by helping set up his own sister's kidnapping. Max was recruited to help, making the betrayal even deeper.
So again, we kind of talked about this earlier, but Charlie just, even with, him bleeding out and his finger cut off and being taped to the chair, he controls the room. He kind of controls the situation. He just overpowers them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's definitely a presence.
Mm-hmm.
So Marty, the attorney, he calls back with an update. They know who took the girl, but there is an inside man. And then we get this little flashback that happens where we are at a food court and we get to see Heckle and Jekyll talking to us first person perspective.
Right. And they keep cutting it so you don't know exactly who they're talking to. It's implied that I think it would be Elise, but we don't know.
And they convey to us that the debt has been erased. And in return, they're going to do this little they're going to do this kidnapping in order to get their money back.
Right.
So next thing we get is we're back at the house and we have the rent-a-cop. He shows up and
This guy was a dick.
I thought it was kind of funny.
He was anal retentive.
Absolutely.
He was just following the rules. He needs to know the password. Got to have the password.
I got the impression that obviously he works for Ira's dad and doesn't think much of Ira, so he's just fucking with Ira because the dad's not around.
I took it as this guy took his job way too seriously. I get the whole bit about needing the password, but the inspection afterwards I thought was a bit much. But Ira trying to remember the password, again, fucking funny.
Regarding comedy in this movie, you have to admit in the background, when they kept saying, well, look over there, and you see the chair roll across in the background where they're rolling Charlie around.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I thought it was funny. And I like how Ira comes up with it. And he says all this stuff and then...
Double bogey,
you motherfucker. So, yeah. But the cop, he's like, nope, per section, blockety blue, blee, blue. I get to check the premises.
Section 34B.
Fucker.
finds the kids. They're playing poker. Yeah, okay.
It turns out Brett went up to the parents' bedroom. That's what triggered the alarm. And he got Ira's dad's gun.
But it comes to be revealed that they all know about the gun because he talks about it every year.
Yeah, doesn't Ira or something bring it out every so often?
Something
or something
like that, yeah.
No, his dad does.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, he's like, I know about the fucking gun. Your dad shows it to us every summer. And again, I think that line is thrown in also to confirm, just what kind of privileged pricks these kids are, right? They made me laugh, but I don't think I liked any of them.
That was going to be one of my questions later is, did you feel bad for anything bad happening to any of them?
No.
They're not likable people.
No.
Right. So
we so quickly flash back to Lono, and he gets some details about a bartender. Yeah, he was here, and he was drinking with a couple of kids. And then, bam, we are back to Heckle and Jekyll, and these jerks, they're arguing over the remote control, and next thing you know, he's got a gun to his temple.
Well, we get the impression that these guys are crazy. At least one of them is.
Yes, crazy for sure on the spectrum, or maybe even little special.
The guy
for sure.
The guy that was with Brad Garrett, was he in Shawshank Redemption? Because I thought I read somewhere that he, in Shawshank Redemption, that first night in the prison, they're betting on who's going to break first.
The squealer.
I think that was him.
Huh?
Could be.
If there was only a way to find out.
Yeah.
Guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
But I didn't know, were these guys, like as much time as we gave to these Heckle and Jekyll, were they even really that much needed in this movie?
No,
probably not. But I mean, they are the actual kidnappers.
Right.
So
I guess
if you're going to have to, if you're going to have a kidnapping plot, you would need kidnappers.
You just bring them in at the end.
But yeah. So I guess another question would be: did they need as much screen time?
Yeah, like did we need to see the whole TV thing? Did that add anything to the story? No, maybe just showing that they're unstable. I don't know.
Well, that's what it was. That's what it was showing us is that they were unstable. Did they have a little bit too much screen time? I would agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but do you need them? Yes, you definitely need them. They're the kidnappers.
So now we are back to the house, and Barrett, he wants to hear all about what everyone remembers about the kidnapping. And this is where we get this flashback of Max and Elise, and they are secretly dating.
And in this bit, you get Avery and Max even saying, there's nothing more that we could tell that we didn't already tell the police, or they're trying to come up with a reason not to do it, which guilt, right? And Charlie's like, well, just tell me. And then, we get this flashback.
So we have Barrett. Now he's talking to TK. And with this, Barrett decides to tip his hand a little bit. And he's like, what if one of your friends turned out to be not a good friend after all?
That's getting better.
I feel like by the end, none of them were really good friends to each other. Maybe Brett, because he was trying so hard to get Elise back. Like he was the only one that actually believed that this was actually going on.
Stick to the plan.
But other than that, they were all kind of assholes to each other.
Oh,
They
yeah,
all
no.
fucked each other over.
Yeah, well, I don't blame them. I blame their parents.
Maybe
But-
the doctor too.
Oh, yeah, no, they were all privileged assholes. Every single one of them.
But I'm just saying, which one of them were actually decent friends to each other?
That doesn't fucking matter, I don't think.
Okay.
So,
So now the seed of doubt has been planted into TK, and this is where we get another camera shot. It lasts a little over a minute, where TK leaves and he walks into the kitchen, and we follow him into the kitchen, and the camera kind of sort of swings around till finally it lands back on him.
And I love how he tells Ira that one of our friends, don't say anything, but one of our friends could be in on this. And what does Ira do?
he immediately goes.
Goes and tells people.
Yeah, I mean, you had to see that coming.
And TK reveals at this time that maybe Charlie might bleed to death because his blood is not clotting because of his drinking that he's been doing.
He's an alcoholic.
And I think it's a funny bit that Charlie keeps asking for drinks, and TK's like, no, dude. And all the other guys are like, fuck it, let's let him have a drink.
This was about the time that I started to feel like the everything's kind of shifting a little bit to some of them wanting to let Charlie go and calling this whole thing off.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they play it that way a little bit.
Yes, the element of empathy has definitely shifted towards Charlie. And then the two punch on this is what happens next. Because you have Lono, and he goes and visits Jennifer at home. And this is where we get the shitty dad bit.
The stepdad, yeah, whatever he is.
Yeah. And I like Denis Leary in this scene. I liked watching the stepfather get his ass beat with the toaster because he certainly deserves it.
Yeah, especially when he basically says, here Leno, or, was it Leno?
Lono.
Here Lono tells him, his own little personal story of, him beating up on his own dad and everything. And the guy's like, okay, well, you can go now. And why don't you send her ass back in here?
I'm not done with her yet.
Yeah, he asked for what he got.
Literally. And like Lono just kind of walks away, comes back with the toaster.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And then what does he say as he's leaving? Or sorry about the toaster or something like that.
But we see Jennifer that she kind of sort of looks at Lono as a little bit of like a guardian angel here.
Oh, sure.
Right? And then, oh, by the way, who did you see Barrett with last night? Who were your friends? That was Avery, Max, and Brett.
Right. So now Lono has some names.
So now we have Max and Charlie, and they are chatting with each other, but then bam, the power goes out. So TK and Ira, they are outside looking for the fuse box. And this is where Ira gets let into, TK shares with Ira about what he thinks maybe might be happening.
Right. That this could be an inside job.
And then after this, we get this scene that, I don't know, it felt shoehorned in. Marty is visiting this madam, and she is, her name's Lydia. And then we get this little flashback about, what's his name? No Nose or something like that.
Pretty Ricky?
The pimp?
Oh, something about nose.
Yeah, it's Nick the Nose.
That's right.
And then we have a very 70s,
What'd you think of Walken's hair?
That might be my favorite Walken of all time. He's so cool looking. The long jet black hair.
The sunglasses.
Those moves he's throwing down. So good. So Walken. And yeah, we get the story of how he protects Lydia, and he gets this reputation of being kind of a protector. Or no, we find out why Lydia feels like she owes him. Right? Because he saved her. Because
we also get to see the only time he took the ring off.
Right. Because he traded it for Lydia. And then I like how Nick the Dick. No, wait, what is it? Nick the Nose is in the bathroom, and Charlie walks in and just fucking shoots him.
Takes his ring back.
That's right.
So now we have Ira, and he is now confiding in Max about that there could be an inside player in this, and just don't do anything, lay low, I got it covered. Next thing we get is we have Lono, and he shows up at a club, and he's using a golf club to beat a couple of guys up with the lead that he got from Lydia.
I love how he's complaining about the golf club, that it's one of these newer kinds of golf clubs, and he wants to go back to the old golf clubs that were more solid, not just rubbery or whatever it was.
Yeah, he was using the new graphite shafts, and that was a pretty good bit. And that's Denis Leary being Denis Leary. And, I don't know if you can call a hitman lovable, but Lono was lovable.
He's on a mission, and even before they're out of the club, Marty, I got a number for you.
Yeah, and throughout the movie, they're showing us these scenes, these short scenes with Lono.
Yep.
But we pick up right away what they're throwing down, even when he goes and he tries to help the bum. Right.
If I see you out here again, I'm gonna give you $500. But if I see you out here again, I'm gonna have to shoot you.
And so it just goes to show you that he's trying to help. He's trying to be actually a good person, but his job is to be a gangster. And when it's job time, he's the best at it. So
yeah, and he's also somebody that he's not a very people-y person.
No, he is not.
So we have this moment where we get Heckle and Jekyll, and they get a phone call, and it turns out, yes, we want to do the exchange. And so they're thinking, okay, we're in the money.
And so now...
This is the lawyer calling Heckle and Jekyll, isn't it? Because he basically says, I got your money.
Yep.
We'll do the connection.
Yep. And then they have to... the lawyer has to page TK's pager in order to get a hold of Charlie, and then they have these conversations.
Right.
And so the conversation goes through, and they find out... and the kidnappers find out that they're going to pay. They get all excited. Now we are waiting for the meeting place.
And Barrett, he's just sitting around at the fireplace and is like, you know what? I am bored.
Yeah.
And this leads to poker.
Which I thought this was a fun scene. And I love in movies when players are sitting around a poker table and one of our characters can go through and describe every player at the table, what their tells are, what kind of person they are. It happens in so many movies. In this particular one, I thought it was very well done, and Walken delivers it fantastically. I really enjoyed this scene because he nails it. He's spot on with every single one of them.
But he also, at this point, kind of turns our attention towards Brett as possibly the inside guy, because he brings up that, oh, you guys were just in Vegas. Tell me about Vegas.
Yeah, and so it's a flashback, and it's another continuous camera shot. Lasts a little over a minute, and in this brief period, we are told that, oh my God, Brett has just lost $20,000.
And, they're in Atlantic City. Ira's trying to tell the story, but they all get mad at Ira. And so Max is telling it.
Kind of like when I try to tell stories and you get tired.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Yes.
So Brett comes into the room. What are y'all talking about? And TK, he wants to know, someone's in on this Elise kidnapping, and, we're just, maybe we should let Charlie go.
Well, they're also asking Brett, how are you going to pay those debts off? How are you going to do that?
That happens right after this, but right before, everybody's kind of sort of like, maybe we should just let Charlie go because we don't know what's going on here, and maybe there's more than what we had bargained for here.
And Brett's like, are you out of your fucking mind? We have a plan. We're sticking to the fucking plan. He's saying no. Has to be in control. And Charlie even says that.
Yep.
Right?
And then Brett, then he tries to get real with his friends. And let me tell you who Charlie really is. And he shares this story about these two Dobermans, and all they do is bark, 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 bark. They bark all the time, and it's driving Charlie crazy. And he goes and he talks to neighbors to try to keep it down. Next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. Next day, the dogs are quiet. What's going on?
And the neighbors aren't there, and the dogs are eating. I knew right away that he fed the neighbors to the dogs.
Oh, yeah. And I love how when Brett finishes the story, Charlie goes, that's not the whole story.
Yeah, because he only knows part of it. I thought as he was explaining it, when the dogs didn't answer, I thought, oh no, this turned into a puppy snuff film and John's going to hate it. But no, it was quite the opposite.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, and so when we have Charlie, no, that's mostly right, except for one point, and that's when he makes the correction about the dogs weren't eating prime rib. They were eating the owners. And then This is where Charlie comes in, super, super somber, serious. Who Do you think you've been messing with? You're messing with me, and this is who I am, and I am going to bring down the hammer.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had said something in the beginning, which he does carry out at the end, which is, I'm going to find the kidnappers and I'm going to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was the biggest foreshadow of the entire movie.
One of them.
Yeah.
So during this time when Charlie is explaining, just how serious this really is right now and what's going to happen to these guys, Marty calls and he lets him know that the deal is set. And Charlie says, more or less, I am in control now. This is going to play out my way.
Right.
I thought it was so funny, especially when they're talking about how they're going to make the exchange and everything. They're like, well, we can't do it here and we can't do it over here. And we don't want, like, Charlie doesn't already know everything about them. I mean, they're using the guy's beeper number that can be tracked. He knows he's at Ira's house. He knows the guy's father, Avery's father. Like, they've already been outed, so there was no way that Charlie and his buddies weren't going to find them at this point.
Oh, I know. And I like how, as they're arguing about where to meet, Charlie actually looks at, I think, Ira or Brett and says, you guys didn't think this through all the way, did you? I thought that was a good point.
Yeah. So, Charlie, he is looking at the way that Max has given directions about where you go to do the pickup, for Marty to do the pickup of Charlie.
Right.
And wait a minute, you said you were lost, you didn't know where you were, and you're lost on the docks, but you give such specific directions now, and now he knows, and he's like a pit bull. From here on out, he will not let go.
And he keeps questioning him and pointing out things, and the guys are looking at Max going, what the fuck, dude? And then he goes, say it. I want to hear you fucking say it.
Say it. Say you're sorry.
And
Say
Max
you're
is,
sorry.
and I think Max kind of does a good job. He's guilty, first of all.
Yeah.
But you can see it in his face. He's trying to come up with something. At least that's how I took it, right?
Right.
But he finally does.
Charlie's not letting up. The guys aren't letting up. And he finally says, I'm sorry. And then that's okay. There it is.
That's where they go for his finger.
And then it all goes to shit, right? TK's like, motherfucker. And Ira and Brett look at this guy and go, oh my God, dude, what the fuck, right? I like how TK gets the bone saw. And they're like, yeah, we got to take this guy's fucking finger off. And then I would have thought that,
It devolves really quickly.
it does. And I would have thought that, they're taking Max's finger. Charlie's kind of got to feel a little bit good about that, right?
Well, he knows at this point they're going to free him. I mean, they're going to let him go at this point.
I don't think they have a choice, but I mean, realistically, if you're thinking this thing all the way through, I think we've all said it at one point. If you kidnap Charlie, you have to kill him.
Yeah.
Or you're dead. Right? So.
But this is where Avery then pops out with it. Gives us the vital piece of information, which is
Max.
he's in debt. He bet on some games.
I did it.
And then we cut back to that flashback with them at the pizza joint, and we see Avery, and we're like, and that's where I'm like, dude, you had your own sister kidnapped? You fuck.
Well, the weird thing is he starts talking about that he's $20,000 in debt. $25,000 in debt. Well, how did at this point the ransom also become $2 million?
That was also a question I had, and it
come
was a
on.
clue, right?
That was greed.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have raised it that much. They might say
you
a
don't
million maybe, but not.
You don't know that, but the differentiation was really great.
Yeah.
So anyways, we find out that these two clowns are in on it, and
that Avery, he's in debt now by 50. And next thing you know, he spills the beans and everybody just kind of sort of collapses. And Ira, he just loses it. He starts destroying shit.
In his own house.
because he can't believe that they got him involved in something like this. But in a way, he's kind of making it worse because eventually his dad's going to come home. But Ira's smart. He's kind of like, it doesn't matter. We're all dead anyway. He's going to fucking kill us.
I figured there already was so much damage. The alcohol had been drank. The gun had been stolen.
Oh,
there's going to be blood on the floor. He's already fucked.
It was Cameron and the Ferrari, right?
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that.
Yep. In the meantime, we see Luno. He's closing in.
Luno eventually tracks Charlie to Ira's house and forces the young man to free him. At the same time, the ransom is being delivered to the two thugs holding Elise, and they agree to drop her off at a nearby hospital. Charlie and Lono leave together while Avery rushes to the hospital to meet his sister, but Elise never shows up. Charlie and Lono track down the two kidnappers and demand the money back. The thugs do not have the full amount, and when Charlie demands to know where Elise is, they insist they never actually kidnapped her. Lono responds by shooting them both. That's when the final twist is revealed. Max and Elise were behind the whole thing. They set up the kidnapping, used Avery's desperation, and planned to split the ransom money with the thugs. Charlie and Lono eventually track Max and Elise to a boat near a tropical island. Their escape plan comes to a brutal end when Lono shoots them both. Closing the story with the kind of cold mob justice Charlie's world has been warning the boys about all along. Roll credits. And I like this bit when Lono gets to the house, because he could easily walk in and shoot every single one of them and just be done with it.
But he's still Charlie's guy. I mean, whatever Charlie wants him to do, he's going to do.
He's a cool customer.
And that's kind of the point, right? He comes in and plays it so cool.
I like his line about, "You sick fucks, you cut his finger off."
Yeah, he's pissed, right? Yeah. And
he quickly surmises, this is amateur hour. These are a bunch of clowns. And he looks at Charlie. He's like, what do you want me to do?
Shoot him.
I love how they shoot Brett right away because, Charlie's done with him.
Why me? It was your idea, Dunsky.
But he shoots him in the leg, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty cool of him. And so they have to release Charlie.
But Avery, he doesn't want to let Charlie go.
He pulls out the gun.
And Max, he's like, what are you going to do? Shoot me? And so now you have Charlie and Lono. They leave. And once they leave, then Avery, he rushes to the hospital looking for his sister. And nope, she's not here.
And it was at this point, I thought maybe they accidentally killed her.
That's what I was thinking.
Because I still thought there was an Elise, and they make a comment about not feeding her for a day.
I fed her yesterday.
Yeah. And I thought, let's go. Oh, no, they're going to fucking kill her by accident. I thought initially going into this, I thought I remembered Christopher Walken actually dying, but he doesn't. Anyways, so it was in my head that someone was dying.
What popped in my head again was we already knew that Max was involved because they said he was working with Avery. He got pulled in with Avery. And then what popped in my head again was the parents were against Max and Elise being together and that they were doing everything. And so my thought is they were trying to run away. This explains why Elise was involved in it, because maybe she was trying to get the money so they could run away.
Oh, maybe. But as soon as Avery gets to the hospital and she's not there, I thought she was dead, but it turns out she was in nowhere.
So Lono, he tells Charlie she never made it to the hospital. And so next thing we get is we have Bartolucci and Lono, and they pay a visit to Heckle and Jekyll. And it's like, where's the money?
They're like, in the bathroom.
They were like, if we knew it was you the whole time, we would never have gotten involved.
Right.
It feels a little light.
He says there's only $1 million there.
Where's the girl? And then we get the reveal.
There is no girl. They open the door. Or no, there is no girl. And Charlie's like, if you give me another answer that I don't like, I'm going to have Lono shoot you.
Is this where we get a flashback to basically, was it Max or Elise sitting down with Heckle and Jekyll and saying, I know he owes you this amount, but how would you like to make 10 times that amount of money?
I'm not sure.
There was some point that we got the flashback that revealed everything.
I think that was later on.
That was at the very end.
Oh, okay.
Because Elise had to have been part of it, and we don't quite know that yet. Kind of. And so Lono lands up shooting both of them, and then they open the door expecting to find Elise, and a kitty cat comes out.
Yep.
And he says something like, fuck, they were telling us the truth.
And so we get the reveal that Max worked Heckle and Jekyll.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, this is where it's like, so he was responsible for this, so the two of them could get away together.
Right.
But it's not until we get that whole bit where we are told by Heckle and Jekyll that there was no girl, and then next thing you know, we are out on the sailboat.
And we see a red bag, which we know the other half of the million or the other millions in there. And we know it's Elise, and we know she's walking toward Max. And so now we know, as the audience, it was Elise all along.
Never trust a girl named Elise.
Watch your mouth, sir. Watch your fucking mouth. And and then we cut to a tropical island, and...
Well, I love that they turn around, and who do they see sitting on the boat?
What?
Max gets up from the water. He finds the ring on the deck, and then there's Charlie and Lono sitting there.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, man, so it was Elise and Max from the beginning. I don't know why I expected something different or something more, but the ending was just kind of anticlimactic for me, really.
I think the problem is that, first of all, Elise wasn't in the movie enough for anyone to even care about to like her or dislike her. And like I said before, I never really got anything out of Max either. So this ending was just, agree with you, was a little bit of a letdown because I didn't care about these two. I wasn't invested in these two at all.
Yeah. And so them getting their comeuppance by getting shot in the head was kind of like, oh, duh.
Do you know there was 2 other endings to this movie?
No.
There was one ending where Charlie decides to let them go. He just takes the money and says, go. They showed that to test audiences. The test audiences did not like that at all. They said that's a dumb ending. The other ending was Charlie lets them go, but then Leno shoots holes in the boat with his gun, supposedly making you think they're letting him go on a sinking boat. Well, first of all, a handgun probably wouldn't sink a boat like that. The third ending is he shoots them both, which audiences were happier with.
I didn't like any of them.
Yeah, no. The fact that audience doesn't like that Charlie lets him go says so much about our culture. But yeah, I don't like any of those 3 endings either. And so that was kind of a downer for me.
And more or less, we have this open ending. What about TK? What about Avery? What about Brett?
That's what I was wondering is, do you think... obviously I think he let Ira go, and he probably maybe fucked up TK, broke his hands or something, but I don't think he killed TK, but what about the others? Brett, he probably just let go with a limp.
Who knows?
Avery, I think he would have fucked over, because it was kind of Avery who also caused this whole thing.
Yeah, I guess we'll never know. It'll be one of those unanswerable questions.
Until the sequel.
I just think that, how did they possibly think that you tell a mob boss, you're going to pay a $2 million ransom for us, and it'll work itself out for us?
I thought maybe this movie was called, besides, they mentioned in the card game Suicide Kings, I thought they were called Suicide Kings because the moment they kidnapped Charlie, they just committed suicide.
Maybe. They could have.
And they're all rich boys, so they're kind of kings of their family. Princes and kings.
I mean, that's pretty fucking thin.
Really thin.
And that was Suicide Kings. All right, what do you guys think? You guys are ready to rate this flick?
I'm ready to rate this flick. How about you, John? Are you ready to rate this flick?
Hey, don't go cutting off any more of my digits. I'll give you your review.
Hey, Professor, how do we do our ratings?
We do our ratings on a scale of 1 to 5 fucks. 5 fucks is a movie that we think is cinematic gold. A 1 fuck movie is you get done watching it and you're thinking, I'm never watching this again.
And what's a 0?
0 fuck movie, you get done watching it, you turn to your buddy and you're like, oh, for shit's sake. What the hell? Why would you make me? I want 1 hour and 46 minutes of my life back.
Or in other words, we just don't give a fuck. Whose movie was this?
Scanning.
How come you don't know? How come the website doesn't know?
Well, I did Goldfinger.
This is my movie.
You did the last one. This would be his.
Well, why didn't you say that earlier?
Because you tell me to shut up all the time. I talk too much.
And I said scanning.
All right, Professor, you're up.
Suicide Kings is a watch that I was curious. It's been on the LODAR just because it's a Christopher Walken, Denis Leary driven movie. Denis Leary, I think he is pretty much in his heyday here playing Denis Leary. And his character has some memorable moments to it. I don't necessarily consider the movie to be quotable. And Christopher Walken delivers Christopher Walken what we expect out of him. But the rest of the cast, they're pretty milquetoast. The story is okay, but as I've stated several times, I have no idea how this is supposed to play out favorably for our protagonists in the movie, because you're telling a mob boss, pay our $2 million debt and we'll call it even. He's going to want all $2 million of that dollars back, and anything that might have hurt his feelings piled on top of that. So I can't see how taking his finger off, you're thinking he's going to be okay about it at the end of the day. No fucking way. So the movie did not have a strong story arc that I knew that it should come out okay. The only way this movie plays out is to have some sort of a tragic ending. And gee whiz, bittersweet as it is of an ending, yes, the two lovebirds are together and they get to die together, but still not the ending that I wanted, not what I wanted to see at the end. And not having any other conclusions made about our other characters that forced this mob boss into this temporary torture that he was forced into. All right, I didn't appreciate that either. So the movie plays okay, and it has some funny moments to it. All of the little, tidbits of Ira freaking out over, the house and worrying about what his dad is going to think about stuff. Amusing. And having our antagonist of Christopher Walken's character, Charlie Barrett, be not necessarily unpleasant, but, almost kind of sort of friendly towards them. Like, just tell me about, what you remember about the kidnapping. Tell me about, why you're doing this, or, whose blood is that? He's not losing his cool. We don't see him lose his cool. And the lightheartedness that he plays during the gambling, when they're playing poker. I think that this movie is worth a watch, and it is sort of a one and done for me. With this, I'm giving this movie 2 fucks.
2 fucks from the professor. I'll go next.
You go next.
I thought Suicide Kings was a run-of-the-mill 90s gangster flick. I really enjoyed Walken and Denis Leary, the supporting cast, as in the boys and everyone else. They were passable, and I thought some of it was funny. The thing that drove me nuts, though, was the end. I don't know how anyone would have thought that was a good idea, but we got what we got, right? This game is the epitome of the phrase, you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes. Because that's exactly what all of these guys did. That's what they won. Except for Charlie. He was the one dealing out the prizes. I'm giving Suicide Kings 3 fucks.
Would you like me to go next?
Who else is there?
Oh, why, Johnny, I forgot you were there. You may go now.
Okay, but before I do, Don.
2.75.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Suicide Kings was an interesting idea at its core, and you can definitely feel it reaching for that toned-down Tarantino Reservoir Dogs kind of energy. For me, it came off as a film that never fully figured out what it wanted to be. Some scenes are tense, some are goofy, and some feel oddly flat. I also thought it was strange how calm and almost jovial the characters were, considering the situation they had gotten themselves into. They seemed way too quick to move past the crime that they were committing or the ramifications to come. The music mix also stood out in a bad way for me. It overpowered some of the dialogue in a few scenes, like the scene with Leno talking to the stepfather. You could barely hear what he was saying. The music got so loud at certain points. Christopher Walken and Denis Leary are easily the highlights. But the execution was rough, and the ending felt telegraphed. Honestly, it's a one and done for me, which is disappointing because there was real potential here. Personally, I'd love to know what gives this movie its cult status with some film buffs. It's for those reasons I'm giving Suicide Kings 2 out of 5 fucks.
With 2 fucks from the comic book guy and the professor and 3 fucks from me, that gives the Suicide Kings an average of 2.3 fucks, which now puts it in the 33rd spot, tied with The Big Year. It is slightly better than Basketball, Say Anything, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And it is slightly worse than The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Lone Wolf McQuade, Bone Tomahawk, and American Psycho.
In your review, Don, you said you were very unsatisfied with the ending. I'm curious, would you have ended it? How would you have ended this movie, if you have any ideas?
Oh, I have no idea.
This movie,
I just didn't like the ending they gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the core of the movie is Act 2. Act 3 just, I don't know. It just didn't work.
I kind of felt like they kind of had a good setup and Christopher Walken had great dialogue. I don't know if they knew how they wanted to end this movie, especially since they'd filmed 3 different endings.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Three Guys in a Flick. If you would like to know which movie we're going to be reviewing next, please check out the newly updated website. Speaking of which, hey, John, where can they find us?
You can find us at 3guysinaflick.com, where you can submit a movie. You can see all the movies currently in the helmet. And we have our show notes on there and all the podcast episodes. You can also find us at social media, where on Tuesdays, I've been posting what movie we are releasing on that following Thursday. And you can find us at any place that hosts podcasts. While you're listening to us, be sure to subscribe, leave us a comment, and in those comments, if you'd like, you could put a movie you'd like us to review.
Hey, speaking of comments, do we have a comment of the week?
I have one from Hayden S., who is requesting that we review the movie The Rock. The Rock is now in the helmet. And his comment is, keep up the good work. I enjoy listening to you guys while I'm at work.
All right. Thanks, Hayden. We appreciate the kind words and looking forward to The Rock.
I love that movie. Do you like that movie?
It's okay. I want to thank Jill for throwing Suicide Kings in the Broncos helmet. We had a lot of fun watching it and reviewing it. We hope you have fun listening to it. I also want to thank anyone who listens and who has suggested a movie. If you keep listening, we'll keep recording. For Three Guys in a Flick, I'm Don.
I'm John.
And I'm Ken. Thanks for listening.
3 guys with some mics, yeah, dive into the flicks. We're here for the real talk, no time for the tricks. Don as the captain, steering us right. Kid drops, now is shedding light. John with the comics, bringing the hype. From the good, the bad, to the absurd, we break it down, make sure you heard. Passion for the screen, we ride or die about movies. You know, we always give a fuck, no lie.
Did you pick a quote?
No, I haven't even fucking...
Fuck, have you done anything?
Yeah, I've been looking at this fucking website.
That's awesome. Ken, can you do a good Christopher Walken?
Guys, if I don't bleed to death, I'm going to die of boredom.
Guys, if I don't bleed to death pretty soon, I'm going to die of boredom.
Guys, if I don't die from... If I don't what?
If I
Okay. Guys, if I don't bleed to death from boredom pretty soon... Guys, if I don't bleed to death pretty soon, I'm going to die of boredom. All right, listeners, you heard it. Cast your votes. Cast your votes.
I vote for Professor.
I do, too. Had you guys ever seen this before?
I don't know. Don, how'd this movie do?
I don't know. How did it do?
Do you even know how we do things here?
That's funny coming from you. All right, what do you guys got?
I got only 2 this week.
I have a couple.
Professor, hit us with the winner.
I don't know if it's the winner. Sue Inside Chris.
I can see what you're doing. I have Suicide Kinks.
That was my first one.
I have Suicide Sluts.
I had Spermicide Kings.
Oh, that's not bad. Suicide Queens.
That's fair.
Yeah. Anything else?
I know. I think the winner is, for me, is Suicide Kinks.
No, the movie is Suicidal Kinks.
Suicidal Kinks it is. It kind of, it sounds a little ominous. I'm not going to lie. Just because I'm fun, I'll give it 3 tissues on the Jergen scale.
I was going to give it 3 1/4.
Oh, you like the kink. Which is surprising because you don't like messes. But you?
3.5 tissues.
Look at this guy.
And may all your days and nights be filled with happiness. All right, fuck off. Good night.
With laughter and debates, we hit the sky. So tune in, feel the thrill, catch the vibe. As 3 guys in a flick, keep the passion alive. Fuck